This is another wedge problem where we need to determine force P, this force P applied to 4 kilonewton block. This is 4 kilonewton block in which we are applying this force P to keep the system in equilibrium. This is not exactly the wedge problem we discussed before, in which we apply force on the wedge. Normally we apply force on the wedge, but in this particular case this block is not the wedge. In fact, this 2 kilonewton block is our wedge, which is coming downwards and causing this 4 kilonewton block to move towards rightward direction. So this 2 kilonewton block is coming downward direction, and it is causing this 4 kilonewton block to move in rightward direction. And we have to apply this minimum force P to keep this block in its original position. So our first step is to draw free body diagram. So let first draw free body diagram of this 2 kilonewton block. So I have drawn this free body diagram of 2 kilonewton block. So this is my 2 kilonewton block. First, its weight, it is vertical, acting vertical downward direction. So this is weight, vertical downward direction. Now there is one reaction, normal reaction between this vertical wall and this block. So this normal reaction, this is N1. I have named this as N1. Now this block is coming downward, so friction between these two surfaces, this friction force will act in upward direction. So draw this friction force in upward direction. Value of this is mu1 into N1, maximum value of friction force mu1 into N1. Now mu1 is the coefficient of friction between this vertical wall and this 2 kilonewton block, which is given as 0.3. This is the coefficient of friction between this vertical wall and this block. Now another reaction is this contact point. So at this contact, again you will get one normal reaction. So name this normal reaction as N2, and again this block is coming downward, so friction force will act in upward direction, this direction. So draw this friction force. Value of this friction force is mu2 into N2, that is the maximum value of friction force. Mu2 is the coefficient of friction between these two blocks, 2 kilonewton and 4 kilonewton blocks, and value of this is given 0.2, which is the coefficient of friction between the blocks. So mu2 is 0.2. Now you can draw all these forces on xy direction, in x and y axis. So I have drawn this x and y axis for simplification. For simplifying this, we draw all these forces on this x and y axis. Now one force N1, this is N1 and this is mu1 N1, and 2 kilonewton, this is directly you have drawn. Now angle of this N2 and mu2 N2. Now you can see that mu2 N2 is acting along this surface, Now this surface, you can see that this surface is making 60 degree from horizontal. So mu2 N2 will make an angle of 60 degree from x-axis. So this from N1 it will be 60 degree. So I have drawn this 60 degree. Now N2 is perpendicular to mu2 N2, because I already explained this normal reaction and friction force, they are always perpendicular to each other. So normal reaction will be perpendicular to mu2 N2. From that you can see that this angle should be 30 degree, because this angle is 90. So 90 plus 60 and total angle is 180. From that you will get this 30 degree. Now we also know that we can replace this N1 mu1 N1 by a single force R1, and similarly N2 and mu2 N2 by a single force R2. So these R1 and R2 are resultant of N1 mu1 N1 and resultant of N2 mu2 N2. Now we also know that this resultant always makes an angle phi from normal reaction, which is equal to tan inverse mu. So first you calculate this phi. You can calculate this phi. So phi 1 is tan inverse mu1. So mu1 is 0.3. So from that you get 17 degree. And similarly phi 2 you will get tan inverse 0.2, which is the mu2. From that you will be getting 11 degree. So 2 kilonewton I have already drawn. Now in place of N1 and mu1 N1, in place of N1 and mu1 N1, you can draw a reaction R1, which will make an angle of phi 1 from N1. So this is N1. From here you can draw one R1. So you can draw one R1, which is making an angle of phi 1 from this N1, that is this x-axis. So this angle is 17 degrees. So it is making an angle 17 degree. So once you draw this R1, you need not to draw then N1 and mu1 N1, because this R1 is the resultant of N1 and mu1 N1. So we have removed this N1 and mu1 N1, and in place of N1 and mu1 N1 we have drawn this R1. Similarly you can draw R2. this R2 will make an angle of phi 2, that is 11 degree from N2. So it will make, so you will draw this R2 somewhere here in this direction, and in this direction angle of that R2 should be 11 degree from N2. So from N2 this angle will be 11 degrees. So this is I have drawn. So this dashed line is the direction of this N2, which is 30 degree, and from N2 it is making an angle of 11 degrees. So total angle of this R2 from x-axis will be 30 plus 11, that is 41 degree. So once you get this all these forces, now you can see that there are only 3 forces, and this block is in equilibrium, and therefore you can apply Lami's theorem here. Now you remember that we require ultimately value of P only. So here in this particular case we require only R2, because this R2 is the force acting between 2 kilonewton and 4 kilonewton blocks. So I am interested to calculate this R2 only. So how can you calculate R2? You can apply Lami's theorem. So according to Lami's theorem, R2 divided by angle between R1 and 2 kilonewton, that is this total angle. This total angle is 90 plus 17 degree, that is 107. So R2 divided by sine of angle between these two, so that is 107, is equal to this known value is here 2 kilonewton. 2 kilonewton divided by sine of angle between R1 and R2, this total angle. So this total angle can be calculated by 180 degree, subtract 17 degree, and then subtract 41 degree. So you will get 122 degrees. So this angle is 122, which is 180 minus 17 minus 41 degree. By using this relation, you can calculate value of R2 as 2.25 kilonewton. You just transfer this sine 107 here and then simplify this. You will get 2.25 kilonewton. Now our next step is to draw free body diagram of this 4 kilonewton block. So let us draw this 4 kilonewton block. So I have drawn this block. Now first, one applied force P, and second, one weight vertical downward direction. Now already you have obtained R2 with its direction, force magnitude of R2 is 2.25 kilonewton, and angle of this R2 is 41 degree from x-axis. So you can draw R2 also. So this R2, so this angle will be 40 from x-axis, its angle will be 41 degree, because this R2 is the reaction force between 2 kilonewton and 4 kilonewton force blocks. And another one is normal reaction between this block and this floor. So this normal reaction, you can name that normal reaction as N3. So N3 is there. Now this block is tending to move rightward direction, because this 2 kilonewton block is coming downward, which will push this block towards right direction. So it is tending to move towards rightward direction, and therefore friction force will act in this direction, opposite to the impending motion. So this will be in this direction. So there will be one frictional force. Value of this frictional force is mu3 N3, where value of mu3 is given 0.25. Now you can draw all the forces in x and y axis. So I have drawn this all forces. So this is one force P, this is 4 kilonewton. Now you can draw N3 and mu N3, N3 and mu N3 in this vertical direction, and the same direction which we have drawn here, same I have shown this all these forces here. Now next R2, it is making an angle of 41 degree from x-axis. So I have drawn this R2, and okay, now all forces I have drawn. Now here in this particular case, I am not replacing N3 and 0.25 N3 by a single force R3, because even if I convert this two forces into a single force, you cannot apply Lami's theorem, because number of forces will be more, that is more than 3, P, R3, R2 and 4 kilonewton, and therefore I am not converting that into a single force. Directly you can apply summation Fx equal to 0 and summation Fy equal to 0, which are equations of equilibrium. So apply equation of first equation of equilibrium, summation Fx equal to 0. That means sum of component of all forces along x direction should be 0. So you can resolve all these forces along x direction. So this is P minus P, 0.25 and 3 negative x direction. These two are in negative x direction, and component of R2 in x direction, that is 2.25. R2 is 2.25. So 2.25 cos 41 degree equal to 0. So this is your first equation. Now second equation, you can get sigma Fy equal to 0. You can see that this is N3 positive direction, 4 kilonewton minus 4 in negative y direction, and minus 2.25 sine 41, this component of R2 here. So this is 41, so this component will be cos 41, this component will be sine 41. Now equal to 0. From this equation, you can see that you can obtain this value N3 as 5.59 kilonewton. But ultimately, you have to calculate this P only. So P is here in this equation, sigma Fx. Now value of this N3, 5.59 kilonewton, you can put here so that you can get value of P. So value of P will be 0.25 N3, 5.59 kilonewton. I put this value here. And then simplify, finally you will get 0.3 kilonewton. That means when you apply 0.3 kilonewton, then you can stop movement of this 2 kilonewton block towards downward direction and this 4 kilonewton block towards right direction. This system will be in equilibrium for minimum force of 0.3 kilonewton. If applied force is less than 0.3 kilonewton, this block 2 kilonewton block will come downwards and 4 kilonewton block will move rightward direction. Thank you for watching this video.